Which seat?
That's it.
This one?
That's close.
So what is this, Chloe? You had a really crappy mother in Poker House. You got a really crappy mother again. Are you doing this on purpose to keep reminding yourself how nice it is to have to have a good
a
mom?
real mom. I don't know. You know, I guess there are a lot of similarities to that. But I think when people write a tortured girl, a young girl, I think they always, kind of write a crazy mother too, because people like pairing that, I guess. But I don't know. I choose roles that are different from me as Chloe, and it's fun for me to play someone who's not myself. Because if I played myself all the time with an amazing mother, an amazing family, and everything's normal, it'd be boring. Because that's how my life is.
Question. Tell us how you prepared for this. You were only 12 when you did this film.
Yeah, well, they took, actually, me and a bunch of the other people in the cast, we went to this safe house in the middle of Louisiana, and basically that's how we prepared, is by meeting these people that, this one lady, her, when she was like little, when she did something right, her family would give her pills and meth as a reward. So basically, that alone was just a lot to take in and be like, wow, I'm really blessed. But I mean, I don't know. I took their mannerisms, and it's acting too. So I was only 12, and I'm only 14. I haven't lived a lot of my life, so I don't have much to pull from. But I have to make it up. So.
Now you played, as a rule, you played a lot of dark parts.
Yeah.
You've been a vampire. Abused child. You've been in horror films, suspended from ceilings and things. What is it that drives you at such a young age to, with these darker situations?
Again, I mean, I think it's fun for me to be someone who's not me. Because again, if I'm playing a role that's Chloe 2.0, which is just normal and a normal 14-year-old girl who doesn't really do much, it's not fun. So be able to play a character that is crazy and messed up, and you're able to pull these emotions out of you that you didn't even know you had, and push your emotional limits. You just break down every wall, and being able to pull out of that is a lot of fun for me. And I mean, I don't know. I like acting.
And then you're also doing voicing in a lot of animated. A
Yeah.
lot of the Tigger stuff, Pooh and Tigger stuff.
When I was like, I think I stopped doing that, I think when I was 10.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that in a while, but it was, it was fun. I like doing animation too, because it's easy and fun to be doing that.
What about Dark Shadows? What makes you want to explore that realm as well, which is more fantasy than this realistic type of horror?
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Tim Burton. Like, he's always been my favorite director. Like, he's always been a dream to work with. And then when I got a call saying he wanted me for his movie, I was like, wait. I was like, what? I was like, Helena Bonham Carter, Michelle Pfeiffer, Johnny Depp, and Tim Burton. I was like, oh yeah, maybe. I see if my schedule's clear. No, I mean, I love him. So being able to go on the set and be welcomed with open arms, and I'm a really weird person, and me and my brother Trevor, we come up with a lot of weird ideas, and to have a director like Tim who just opens them with arms and says, you know what, because you did that, that's amazing, and I love you for that, because a lot of actors will be scared to do that, and the actors that aren't scared is Michelle and Helena and Johnny, these characters that are able to come up with things that not a lot of people can think of. So it's it's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
Thanks.
Now, you've been working with a great variety of directors. You've got Tim Burton. You worked with Laurie with her directorial debut. Amy, this is only her second real feature. Are you getting a sense of the different styles of the directors that you're working with?
Yeah. I mean, I think
and
definitely.
Do you have any preferences?
I mean, I think definitely one of the most amazing things was being able to work with Scorsese. I think that was definitely one of the most mind-blowing things, was being able to work with a director who's one of the most iconic. He is the most iconic living director right now. Like, he is the epitome of directing. So being able to go onto a movie at 13 years old and just be able to work with him is, I mean, it's a dream. So that was really special. And Tim, definitely, like Tim and he, they're just so, and you know, they're all so collaborative, and I've been really blessed to be able to work with directors who, they don't pigeonhole me and they don't treat me like I'm 5 years old. You know, they treat me just like another actor, which is a lot to ask for from a lot of people. So to be able to be treated normally, like you're not a little kid, and just be able to talk to, is it's special. And so I've been really blessed to work with directors that have only treated me like a normal person.
When you pick a role, does your mother or father read the script and?
Yeah. Actually, my brother Trevor, who's my acting coach, and my mom, they read the scripts before I do. And so basically, whatever we get sent over, they read it, and you know, they don't send it straight to me. They read it first, and they go through it. And they pick the bad stuff and the good stuff, and they go, you know what, I like this, I like this, I like this, and they send it to me, and they go, here, Chloe, read this, tell me what you think about it, and then if you like it or not, tell me, and if you like it, we'll go after. And so basically, I'll read them, and then if I like it, then we'll chase it, and you know, that whether that means, you know, going on a meeting or auditioning or, you know, doing whatever you have to do to get the role that you really want. Yeah.
Talk to me a bit about the relationship between your character and Sam Worthington's character. My favorite scene was when he finds you and you're like, I need, find me.
Yeah, it's a special relationship because I think it's very unspoken throughout the whole movie, because I think she's a girl that needs to be loved and he's a guy that needs someone to love. And I think because he's able to father me almost, in a very weird way he's able to father me, I think that gives him something, and also it allows me to be the little girl that I need to be. Throughout my whole life really as that character, she has always been not really loved, or loved in a very weird way from her mother, and used almost. So I think to have someone who just loves her for her, and for her being a young girl, I think it's special, and yeah.
When you have a situation like this where you have to talk about and promote the film quite some time after you've made it, are you able, how does your perspective change? Like, are you able to look back on it and be objective, or do you watch it and are you self-critical, or is it like watching old family photos, or like how does it work?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty critical of myself. I'm really critical. Like, if I watch a scene, I'll be like, you know, I could have done that better, or I should have done that better. But if I think I'm really good in a scene, you know, I'll be like, I kind of think of myself in like a third person. Feel like, oh, I like her, and I'm like, oh wait, it's me, but it's not. So I have to think about myself and not being Chloe, and I have to say the character. So if I say, you know, like, you know, she was good in that scene, like the character was good in that scene, and that was a really good beat between the two characters, I'm able to do that. But if I'm like, oh, I was amazing there.
So out of everything that you have done, like, what scene or movie do you feel that you really knocked it out of the park?
Oh God.
I mean, is there one?
All of them? No. No. I mean, you know, I did Hick, that film, you know, the film Hick that premiered at Toronto Film Festival, and it got a lot of mixed reviews. But I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but you know, I thought that I went to places in that movie that were really dark for a young girl, and that I was pushed to my emotional limits in that movie, which I loved, because I was able to express emotions and go to emotions that you don't have, and you're able to pull them and make them up and go with it, and be able to have a director like Derek, who is, I mean, yeah, people gave him weird reviews, but I believe that after working with Scorsese, and that's why he is Scorsese's, you know, he is his protege, like he worked with Scorsese. Scorsese is his, you know, teacher. He's just like him. And being able to work with the two of them, I was really able to compare their things and how they're so collaborative, and they will say, like, so if I'm doing a scene against someone and it's my close-up, he'll say something to my the opposite actor, and it'll be like little things about someone in my life who is in my actual life as Chloe, like someone, like some boy or something. And so basically in the middle of the scene, he'll throw something at me like that, the other actor will, and it'll just be like a curveball, and you're like, what did you just say? So it gives you these natural things, and I think that in that movie, it was one of my best performances. But I hate saying it about myself.
Well, you're in the third person, so.
Yeah.
She was
So
really good
Corey-
in that movie.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
Yeah,
I love her.
When you push yourself as an actor, how do you, if there's ever a wall in your performance, how do you break through it? I mean, does it take a process, or is it something you can just push right on through?
I used to, when I was younger, like when I did Amityville Horror and I had to cry, and it was my first movie ever, and I had to cry, I had to think about things in my personal life that allowed me to be able to do that. It's something really close to me that if something happened to that, I was able to bring that emotion out. But now, since I'm older and I'm more cognizant of my emotions, I know how to wrangle them and play with them. I don't know. It's pretty easy for me now, and easy to break out of it too, because I'm going through like a time where it's like you have so many emotions that are just everywhere that it's easy for me to just be able to like break down and cry. So it's like I don't know. It's just simple. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard, but when you're with the right director and you're with the right actor and you're in the right situation and mindset, you're able to do it. And it's hard to explain because it's just a thing that happens, you know?
Well, on top of the emotional performances and range that you have, you do a lot of very physically demanding roles also.
Yeah.
Do you like doing those? And do you beg to get to do all the stunts and things yourself?
I do. I absolutely love doing stunts. I mean, after Kick-Ass, I mean, that was like, because I have 4 older brothers. And it's been one of those scenes where it's like, if you want to play, you're going to have to learn to play. And whether that means getting hit with a baseball when you're 5 years old, you got to learn to play with your family, and otherwise you're going to be left behind. So, I don't know, from a young age I was always throwing the football or something, but also I always loved to dress up and be a little princess at the same time. So, yeah, I love doing stunts, and I love doing action, and I love being able to be like, I can do it, and being able to prove to the stunt person that I'm not like just another actor. I can actually do it and act at the same time, hopefully. And so, I don't know. I have fun being able to go crazy, which I'm not able to do in everyday life. Right, Mom?
Mom's ignoring you.
Sorry.
So, from an acting point of view, what will you take away from this film, this performance?
From an acting point of view, I mean, from a personal point of view, that I'm very blessed to have a normal life, definitely. And then, I mean, I don't know, with every movie I grow emotionally, and I'm able to, from every movie's a stepping stone in my career, and I'm able to learn more things from it. I think from this film I learned that, I think it's being able to portray that outer wall, but also being able to show in your eyes that you're not as strong as you are, and almost being able to fake it, but trying to not fake it, you know what I mean? So it's like this weird like mix of yes and no, which somehow works well. So I think being able to find that medium, definitely.
You just talked about how much you enjoy the physicality and performances, but I have to imagine that directors and production companies have to be very protective of their actors. So are you ever at odds of wanting to do more than they let you do?
Yes, I am. Actually, on Dark Shadows, I worked with Eunice, she is Angelina Jolie's stunt girl, and of course with Angelina, she's like, I want to do everything. So Eunice gets to like chill out most of the time and just choreograph it. So she kind of compared me to Angelina, which I was like, obviously, no, which I loved, and yeah, actually, because on Dark Shadows, there's this one scene where I'm fighting Ava Green, who's the witch, and I'm fighting her in my secret thing, and I get thrown against the wall, which is like 45 feet up, and I was dying to do that, because I was doing everything, I did practically everything except for 2 stunts in that scene, which was the flying against the wall, which was like the funnest, but then when I saw it happen, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. But I was like begging Eunice. I was like, Eunice, I can do it. She was like, I was like, I know you can do it. And she was like, Chloe, She was like, I would put you in that situation, believe me, but insurance will not allow me. She was like, I'll lose my job, and I'm not doing that. And they're like, you're only 14, calm down. So, yeah, I've definitely had a couple situations where I'm like, I can do it, you know I can, but then you'll see the stunt person get hurt, and you're like, well, that's the reason that you shouldn't do it, you know, and you have to at some point say, you know what, I'm not as trained as you are, and I need to, you know, let someone else do it for a change.
Now, does mom ever step in and say, no, you're not gonna do that?
I mean, yeah, she always, you know, probably okay, if you do a big stunt while I'm rehearsing it, you know, she'll see it and she'll go through everything. She'll say, now how does this work, how does this work, how does this work, and how does this work? Now if this fails, do you have something else that will pick that up? And if it sounds weird or it's just way too much, she'll be like, no, I don't want to put my child in that situation, because she's also a nurse practitioner, so she's like, I'm a nurse. But I mean, yeah, I mean, she's my mom, so she doesn't want me to get hurt. That's the last thing she wants to happen. So the first thing she'll be thinking about is, I want my daughter to be safe. So in every situation, she's always looking out for my best interest.
So mom trumps Chloe.
Always. 150% of the time, which is annoying.
Did you record that?
Yeah, we'll distribute that to you. We'll send it to you. Yeah.
Oh God, she's a good mom.
So besides Dark Shadows, what else?
I mean, no.
What else do you have coming up?
Yeah, okay, I have Scorsese coming out November 10th, and then Dark Shadows coming out May of next year. I have a couple of films that I'm going to be doing in January. I'm actually taking this fall off for the first time. I'm taking a little break.
No school?
Oh no, of course school. I mean, yeah. Could you imagine? I take off school, I'm like, oh, no big deal. They come and like arrest me. No, definitely doing school still, of course. And I don't know, I'm taking this fall off for doing press for my films, which I haven't been able to do, because whenever my press comes out, I'm having to work. So I'm actually going to take off time and do the Hugo press, and do the press for the movies that I need to do, because I've never had time to do that. So I'm going to do that, and then in January I'm going to pick it all back up again, and get back on the road, and focus on high school for a second too, because I'm a freshman.
Is Emily the Strange one of those movies that you're?
Yeah, they're finishing up the script and everything to it. I don't know exactly when that'll go, but it will be next year, so I think.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye guys. Have a good day.
Bye.